Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2, where I'm always excited to introduce the Canadian Zerg in the top right in the red. It's Scarlett. And in this all North America showdown, it's been a while since I've been able to introduce in the blue special two of the top players in this most esteemed of regions in a best of 3 TVZ, where the barracks positions are made up and the points don't matter. As Juanito is opting for a proxy Rex to start things off, but a half and half proxy, just to pretend you're not so committed until the second Reaper comes in and surprise, surprise, they're in your base again, which is almost as surprising as me begging you for likes and subscribes. And Jimmy, quickly, 1,261 likes on this series, on this cast. And I'll cast another series. And I'll probably do it anyways. I don't know what else I would do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. This used to be a very regular matchup. Honestly, I don't know how much Special has been playing lately. At risk of angering the excitable man himself, but I haven't seen too much of him. But so far, Scarlett's seeing more than enough, as the Reapers are just running around the main, the natural. They'll jump back down to the natural again. The Queens. Why don't we ever get creep between the main and the natural? We learned this 14 years ago, Terran. I don't... Well, finally Zergling speed completes, and the Reapers will suffer for it. Actually loses all of them. Scarlett with a very capable defense. And Special's attempt at early shenanigans are more than easily dispatched. And looking at the worker count, yeah, not a particularly successful attack overall. I think the Reapers ending up getting killed off so easily is going to end up coming to bite Special a little bit. But behind it, he's being about as greedy as you can possibly be. We have 3 command centers, double engineering bay. Special only has 1 barracks landed in his base right now. He's going 3cc double engi bay. And his add-ons are on the outside, on this side of the map. So, if Scarlett was so inclined, she decided, I'm doing a roachling all-in, it almost certainly would be successful. But Scarlett has decided that instead of risking it on a relatively high percentage, but now she doesn't know that there's not a starport behind. She doesn't know there's not more barracks. She doesn't know that there's not even bunkers, because there is no Overlord on this side of the map. I'm not sure if it was taken out or she just never sent it. Looks like the second one. Not going to bother with it. So all intents on getting as many drones as possible, starting that possibly best in the world creep spread. I think Cyril and Scarlett have the best creep spread in the world. Honestly, Scarlett is probably better at it than Cyril, but partially that is because Cyril usually is more efficient with the queens, whereas Scarlett's more of a quantity and quality kind of Zerg. But incredibly notable, as well as the commitment to a significant number of drones. 10 more, and another 10 joining production. Scarlett looking towards over 70 drones by 6 minutes, which is absolutely obscene, especially considering she was dealing with any aggression in the early game. But here we are, taking a 4th base through the mineral wall over to the right side. Lair is already on the way, which is relatively quick, I think, in the scheme of things. Special, so we did a little bit of early aggression here, and both sides are now macroing for everything they're worth. Double engineering bay, 70 drones, 4 bases, 3 command centers, armory already. Like, does he have a starport? Okay, there is a starport. Just an absolute macro sim. And there's so little space in the base. Special says that's an outside factory. All right, that factory lives outside. Okay, it doesn't come inside. That's how it is. Well, now double medevac on the way. Scarlett at 71 drones, but now building some roaches with speed. It's going to actually be a mass roach composition. as opposed to the more Ling Bane focused counterparts. So, an interesting choice. Definitely one that can springboard off this huge economy early to potentially bludgeon your opponent. Lings and Banes, you can't always really capitalize on the huge economy because they are melee units. They have to get all the way into your opponent's base to be effective. Whereas Roaches and Ravagers, their fancy counterpart, or at least what they evolve into, are a little less limited. Brawling it out here. After a few more minutes, finally we're back at it again. Scarlett, feeling comfortable enough with this, she built 10 more. Gonna go up to 85, which should be enough. No, how about a couple? You never know. Can we see 100 drones? It's likely, honestly. 3 infestors are on the way. Infestation pit is done, obviously. So, really looking to lock down that early aggression. A single heroic Zergling was able to delay Special's 4th base on location. Once again, making me bring up my pet peeve of Terrans who build their bases on location, then get them delayed for 45 seconds by a single unit. Greedy, greedy Terrans. Special is possibly the greediest of them all. That creep spread every direction. 84 drones. Hive on the way. Baneling nest. 1-1 finishing. Special, though, is a bit more linearly focused. With the 2-2, tanks, whole lot of production. There's going to be an opportunity to move out with great upgrades and a solid army. Scarlett has an opportunity to mitigate it with those infestors and ravagers. But the center of the map, notorious for tank pushes. And here comes Special. I think spots the infestors. The fungals are good. The corrosive bile is okay behind it. +2 weapons done, armor working on it. And finally gets the corrosive biles, knocks out 2 tanks at once. But the bio army is on the chase. Scarlett comes around the back. A Roach is trying to hold it down. At the end of the day, lines up the biles, doesn't quite knock down the medevacs, and Special will get out, while simultaneously attacking with another drone. Gonna cut down the drone count. Hive is done, adrenal glands on the way. Scarlett more than happy to replace those drones with even more. But Special, I think, a net victory here, though not by particularly much, as he's able to maintain most of his army. He didn't get his 4th base up behind it. Looks like he canceled and rebuilt on the high ground, which, you know, maybe we should have started that. And now is just now landing to that northern location instead of heading towards the south. But the tanks behind the watchtower here. Still devastating. +1 mech weapons is done. Any Vipers for Scarlett? No Vipers. No Burrow for those infestors either. But, God, that positioning on the siege tanks. Well, 1 less of them now. How many factories? Just the 1. So, Special trying to hold this center line. But it's just not enough so far. Scarlett has the economy to continue bludgeoning the tanks. Doesn't matter if it costs her a few more resources, if eventually she's able to clear the field. And right now, she's trying to hold Special at bay while she works on adrenal glands, upgrades, Vipers. Viper's probably the most important of all of that. But a single drop comes out. Not even a drop, just ran across. Unless the medevac died somehow. 5 more drones down. Scarlett already replacing them. It's an orbital at the 4th base. A bit greedy out of Special yet again. And that means has to retreat. But the SCVs turns around. But the army is dragged out. That creep is already across the map. The only reason there isn't creep down the center is Special was holding an army there for most of the game so far. But as soon as Special commits to the left, Scarlett hits on the right. And the supply depot's under fire. Again, with the wraparound here. And Fungals coming through. Gonna be able to lock down a lot of the Marauders, actually. Special supply block from losing supply depots. And the Zerglings will surround. Marines just gutting things down. Special is incredibly supply blocked right now. 148 over 116, though, with the losses he's suffering on both sides of the map, making it a little easier. But, wow, he's not building any depots, which is a critical issue, unless he manages to lose enough Marines that, you know, it doesn't become one. But slowly but surely, Scarlett is bringing special supply closer to something more reasonable that he can build from. But yeah, big oversight. Microing on the other side of the map, not building remotely enough supply depots here. An odd situation. There were so many supply depots at the third. The entire supply chain, the logistics are absolutely shattered. And that means Special will be down 50 supply going into these next fights. The Vipers consumed to full energy. More Marauders poked and prodded. Infestors looking for an opportunity. I don't think Neural Parasite has been researched. No. Another drop. Mostly Marauders here. Still dangerous to the drones, and there's no real built-in anti-air. Parasitic Bomb, yes, but it takes 2 Parasitic Bombs to kill a medevac, so unless you get a Spore Crawler to help you out. Either way. More Zerglings coming out. The Vipers will consume. 7 more drones down, but Scarlett has Ultralisks with chitinous plating on the way, as well as +3 armor and melee attack. Special, though, has great upgrades, has solved his logistical crisis, is building 3 more command centers. The Roach Ravager composition simply is not great at outright ending the game against an entrenched Terran, which is part of why those Vipers are so incredibly important. Are there even any ghosts on the field? I believe there is a Ghost Academy, but currently only 1 ghost. Parasitic Bomb onto the Vikings. Nope, sir. Social distancing. Oh, well. Meanwhile, a drop at the back. Scarlett is dragged back yet again. Special has struggled on the home front, but he's kept Scarlett busy as well, which has allowed him to work his way back up to 200 supplies. Scarlett building 16 drones. Does actually need to replace some. As so far, Special killed 45 and counting. Scarlett just doesn't have enough committed to deal with the drops. Doesn't have a Spire. Doesn't have any anti-air besides Vipers and Ravagers, both of which are not particularly reliable. Meanwhile, another drop. Spore Crawler takes out 1 medevac, but the bio looks like it's going to take out the hatchery. Parasitic Bomb. Another one. Resets it. It doesn't stack, but that... Wow. Died with all hands. But another drop! Oh my god. 23 drones, and we're not done! Scarlett is maxed. Oh my god. The creep spread is everywhere, but the Marines are in the base. The medevacs fly over the creep tumors, but Scarlett doesn't have any anti-air to stop them, and this keeps being a continually massive high-velocity automatic firing thorn in her side. Zoning planetary take it out. We'll buy a bit of time to defend. But actually, Special attacks. Instead, the best defense is an overwhelmingly reckless offense. Special, with 1 medevac, with almost no HP for this entire army, he's gonna try to fight in between it. There's no splash damage. The Marines slip back. Vipers are dead. Scarlett, taken aback by the hubris of this attack. Even more drones are gonna die. The stutter step, just using them as sacrifices. Another hatchery is dead, and another one. He kills 2. And all it cost him was everything. 78 drones killed, 4 hatcheries. But Scarlett still has creep over the entire map. She has additional hatcheries coming up in the corners. It's still on Special to actually engage and beat the army. as Scarlett is still banking money. The hatcheries are a temporary setback. Oh, it's the Viking. Ultralisk in production. 69 drones, a nice enough number to continue to bank up here. 5 Ultras, 3 more Vipers. The Mass Ravager. Ghosts as well, looking for opportunities. The infestors will burrow like that will save them. It may temporarily. The Ultras on the field. Special not huge on building too many ghosts, instead relying on the sheer strength of the Bio Ball. And so far, Special has been incredibly reckless. These are not moves that Clem or Maru would make. Those infestors are in a precarious position, trying to get make sure they don't just die. And a nice fungal there. Looks for another one, not quite enough. Some snipes coming through, tanks on the high ground. +2 mech is done. Get some of those units out of there. But the biomass of the Zerg is trundling through. More Ultras down, still 2 on the front lines, chopping through the tanks. Corrosive Bile take out some more, but the Ghosts are able to line up shots on the way out. Another Ultra, almost taken out. Ship weapons, 5 Liberators in production, but 9 Ultralisks. Oh my god. 9 more Ultras. Just trying to outbuild the snipes is Scarlett. And I think she may very well be successful at it. Oh my god. There's still a tank over here trying to abuse that positioning. It's decent hits. Gets an infestor. EMPs it underground. Here comes some more Vipers though. Chopping through. Sacrifices some. Ghosts go behind. Parasitic Bomb. Needs to quarantine the medevacs. They're taking terrible, terrible damage. Blinding Cloud doesn't stop the snipes. So much damage. All the medevacs are dead. Blinding Cloud underneath. The medevacs wiped out of the sky. The Ultralisk starting to be chipped away. Brings in a Liberator. Brings it in again. Not sure what that's accomplishing. It's just making it angry. Scarlett kills 10 SCVs and a bunch of the army, but Special has enough strong units behind to hold on. Another Ultra dead. Corrosive Bile takes out a single Liberator. But Special is being brought kicking and screaming into a Ghost Liberator tank composition. And Scarlett is, well, she has enough economy to keep sending units across. But Special still has a lot of SCVs, at least until this moment, as the gold base. There's creep. He couldn't even put the base there again, because there's creep there, of course. Corrosive Bile, is that 3? Yes, knocks it down. The creep helps the Ultras close the distance onto the base. And suddenly Special plummets to 110 supply. The double Liberator takedown. What a brawl. We're going full NA with this match, but Special is running out of steam. Scarlett still has money in the bank, though. Not that much gas, somewhat concerning them. Drones died somewhere. I assume a Liberator was sent down. Still an infestor with energy. I don't know if there are any more Ghosts on the field at all. More Corrosive Biles. Ultra melts. But there's still so many units. The infestor looking to get involved, but a very awkward scenario indeed. And Special refuses to die, though Scarlett clearly here with a significant advantage. And if she's able to limit the economy, that's how you turn that into a victory. The infestor, waiting for, well, gets a hit. There's another fungal. Chains it together, chops through. More Zerglings headed across, and now it's 100 supply lead. I think that might be enough. And of course, Special sent out another drop during all this. Has 20 army supply, but 10 of it across the map. Okay, has a lot more than 20 army supply, because he lost so many SCVs. Parasitic Bomb. Special gonna make a fight of it. Corrosive Bile knocks down a Liberator. Medevac's entirely out of energy. Kills more Ultras. Another Parabomb. But wait, there's more! And that's it. Scarlett takes it. What a brutal, absolutely brutal game. Only 21 and a half minutes, losing over 80,000 resources. Wow. And what an experience here. Well, that sets the tone to start things off, I think. Special with such, I don't want to call it reckless, but it's near to it with those moves. Just constantly going back and forth, sending out the bio army while losing at home. But it ended up making, turning the game sideways to a point that Special almost able to drag it back. At the end of the day, Scarlett just had too much for too long. Oh no. And now we go into game 2, where Special... It's like, well, I tried one, but how about second proxy Rex? The Overlord was The Overlord spotted it, but I think the Overlord got close enough that the SCV spotted the Overlord. Air units have slightly more vision range than ground because they fly. But in this case, Scarlett wandered a little far forward, and I believe Special, well, if he didn't before, it is now pretty clear. It's just a straight-up proxy Rex. Well. Bunker. Ah, it's a classic tactic. A tale as old as well, not even StarCraft 2, just StarCraft in general, the bunker rush. Going up the ramp here. It is, well, there's Reapers behind, so there's definitely a twist to it here. Not something you usually expect after multiple Marines. We'll see if Scarlett is equipped to defend it. The drones are coming down. The bunker is done, though. Scarlett let it finish. Queen pops out. Under fire. Who let these Terrans onto our property? Alright, as a presiding member of the HOA, the Hatcheries Owner Association, I would like to formally request you get the fuck off my lawn! Reapers, though, into the main. Definitely an unexpected quantity here. I think Scarlett was expecting Special to just kind of head home and macro up while containing with the bunker. But the Reapers... 4 drones... Scarlett only has 16 drones left over, so the roaches are clearly intended for a counterattack. Is the bunker still alive? Not even salvaged. But a Reaper gets out. So this is a very odd scenario. The Reapers are a very odd twist here. Scarlett is actually in a really tough spot. As you do not want to be, you know, if you're going to build roaches to deal with a proxy Rex, you really want to be able to counterattack with them as soon as possible. But in this case, clearly, the roaches are not going to be enough to really do that counterattack. So I think yet again, we are in that kind of Cold War phase where neither player are going to be attacking for quite a while, and instead building up. Special has turned the game sideways yet again. There's a medevac on the way, which indicates he does want to do like a cyclone drop or something, but we will see. It's a bold move. There's nothing that can really defend it easily, if he's careful with it, so... Barracks are floating back home. Oh. I guess the Marine drop also works. It just did not register as an option because it's like there's no stim, it's just 8 Marines. Well, 7 Marines. So. All right. What? And behind it. Fusion core. What a choice. Wait, is it a fake? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. It's so clearly in range. You wouldn't fake a battlecruiser. You son of a bitch. Oh, come on. That was the most, like, there's no way Scarlett falls for that, right? Like, it was clearly built where the Overlord could see it. And now 3 factories behind. I mean, there's a layer on the way. If she builds a spire immediately, she fell for it. Because there's only one real counter in any sense to battlecruisers, and it is Neural Parasite. But Corruptors are pretty good too. But Hydras and Queens are mostly delaying tactics. So, oh, the Barracks Lord here. Faster than an Overlord. More HP. Doesn't provide supply, only downside. But Special is kind of parlaying this into a mass Cyclone army. So, we'll see. We'll certainly see. The lair is done. Scarlett is building roach speed and is not getting a spire. Oh, I take it back. She's getting a spire. All right. Well, definitely believed to some extent. The thing is, even if you think it's a fake, the battlecruiser is such a dangerous proposition. You have to respect it. It demands respect, unfortunately. What, 2 Bear Explorer? Are you kidding? I guess he is going mech. Why not? So this is certainly an odd game yet again. +1 mech weapons and Cyclone speed in production. Mass Cyclone. But there are, well, multiple tech labs indicate an interest in eventually switching to tanks. Maybe Thors. That's usually what you back it up with after the unit count gets too high. The Spire could easily be for Mutas as well, if the need for Corruptors doesn't arise, but oh, this is unfortunate. The Hellions. So far, Scarlett able to mitigate the damage, and that's not the right now. Well, ooh, took a wrong turn there. Came to the wrong neighborhood. 4 drones for 4 Hellions is certainly a lot better than it could have gone for Scarlett. The saddest medevac. Respectfully, what is this shit? Could you stop? Watch your profanity. Oh, Karen, simmer down. It's 2024. How do you know that? It's 2524, whatever the timeline is. Sorry. It's always a bit of an odd scenario when the Zerg production tab significantly outstrips the Terran. But right now, Special's a bit more focused on Cyclone, just mass Cyclone. Locks on, takes out the gold base. More factories on the way. Some infestors, Zergling speed, but Scarlett definitely in an awkward spot here. She's at 86 drones without enough bases to really use them. She's, doesn't have a hive yet, but infestors on the way. Such a weird scenario. I haven't seen anything quite like this in, you know, it's been a while since I've watched Special, but he's always been a creative player, to say the least. And again, engaging the mass Cyclone. They're barely more expensive than a roach. A little bit more, but wow, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. It's the infester. This is Escalade. Oh, the tanks. Oh my god. Another infester dead. Oh, another one. Oh, it's a disaster for Scarlett. Losing all the infestors they pop out. Special just shoving with the Cyclones and the siege tanks behind. Clearly turning this into a very dramatic scenario. Not enough. The fungal doesn't land. The Queens are pulled into the fight, but anti-armor missile. Where did the Raven come from? More Ravens in production. It looks like Scarlett will be able to overwhelm this. The army thinning out pretty quickly as 1-1 completes, and the Queens are pulled in to support. More tanks battling across the map, and the Cyclones just trading back and forth. But Scarlett stabilizes here, and she's gotten the gold base up. Losing those infestors was a nearly critical blow, but able to recover just in time. Those tanks slamming the point home, but eventually will be taken out. Special trying to maintain the aggression. 4 bases going on 5. Plenty of production. 7 factories, and an 8th one now coming up. 90 SCVs to just 84 drones. Corrosive bile wasted on the barracks here. The Queens, the barracks is being used for constant vision, because why not? It's been around on this side of the map the entire game. Anti-armor missile is almost charged up yet again. Diligently adding Ravens into the composition. Going to be helpful against potentially burrowed infestors, but Scarlett doesn't have burrow at all. Just now finishing +2 mech weapons. Oh, finally the barracks goes down. Scarlett stabilizing. But the hive just started. Special has the gold and a 4th base. 5 bases in total. That's how math works. The Ravens gonna be looking for an opportunity, but anti-armor missile is definitely dangerous here with all that splash damage. And anti-armor missile very helpful for the Cyclones as well, which don't do particularly much damage but attack rather quickly. And their damage is an auto attack nowadays, so anti-armor missile actually helps them out. More Ravens. Oh, the Roach Ravager. Still upgrades on both sides. Somehow this game has been dragged into a full-on now late-game macro, despite the early shenanigans. Still loving that Reaper twist that kind of gave Special such a position, but oh, corrosive biles the Ravens. One of them taken out. Anti-armor missile though helps just cut through the Roach Ravager, but Scarlett has so much economy, immediately replaces it. +2 ranged attack, nearly complete. A counterattack finally finds its way across the southern side of the map, but there should already be planetaries there to defend. The tank. Oh wait, those are mutas! The planetaries don't defend those. A single turret not gonna do it either. Mutas on the other side of the map, but Scarlett kind of wandering into the tanks. We'll take many of them out. More Ravagers coming in. Not enough in front. Cyclones scramble back to defend. But that leaves the tanks exposed. And the mutas, with the spire that she built for Special's disappointingly fake fusion core battlecruiser, well, they seem to have turned the tide and turned Special's entire bit of aggression around. As Scarlett is now knocking on the door with the Ravagers. Corrosive bile actually lands on the tanks. The mutas are still in the main. SCV count still high despite losing 25 of them. Clearly microing elsewhere. Auto turrets at the back to distract. The mech army brawling it out. Cyclones chasing. And again, Scarlett is driven back, but Special not going to be able to keep this up forever. The choke point in the center, fighting with unsieged tanks. The mutas are still going. They took out the turret in the main. +2 flyer attacks. 10 more mutas on the way. The mutas made 17 more. Okay, well. Well, that. A murder of mutas. This has escalated dramatically and flapped its wings across the map. When Special doesn't have any Thors, nor Widowmines. Ravens are not going to deal with it. Cyclones are not well suited to dealing with mass mutalisk. 5 or 10, maybe. 28? No. Thankfully, there's only 20 for now. Scan. I don't know if it... Well, the barracks lord over there spotted him. But what are you going to do about it? No Thors in production, just more clones. Anti-armor plus auto turrets. Well, the mutas chase down the Raven. Nevermore, they say. An anti-armor missile, but does Scarlett care? Yes, she should, I think. Yeah. Wow, oh my god. Holy, wow, that was... Yeah. Well, that did not go well. 19 mutas dead! Just like that. And Special is now marching across the map. That was not a trade, that was a slaughterhouse. That's not the ideal composition at all. The anti-armor definitely having an effect. There's Blue Flame Hellions, this choke point. Scarlett now struggling to put it up on the field. She may have thrown the game there. 5 Broodlords on the way. It looked like the mutas had cracked the game open in Scarlett's favor. But the mutas giveth, and the muteth are taketh away. You got where I was going with that. And just like that. Well, Broodlords. An interesting conundrum for someone who does have a starport. But just a few Broodlords may be enough to turn this around. Raining down. Well, turning around and heading forward, actually. But the Broodlords, the Cyclones can't get remotely close enough. The Broodlords are really screwing up the Cyclones there. They can't auto-attack into them because of the Broodlings. Thors are here. But the Broodlords, they continue to march forward. And here we go again. Are the Broodlords enough? The Thors do terrible, terrible damage to them. But there's only one. +3 missile attack, and then +3 on the ground for melee. The Cyclones still Special has, well, had a supply lead. A single Viking, completely unchallenged, will eventually work its way through. The Thors are slamming into the Broods. Special's base have been taken down, but Scarlett's lost some as well. Here come the Corruptors to help deal with all this. Special's fought more with Unsiege than Siege tanks, a true mech Terran. The Corrosive Biles hit everyone involved. We've got more Corruptors. The Thors are... Well, Infestors with Burrow and Neuroparasite in production. These are not the... Oh my god, and 15 more Ravagers. So, these are not the first Infestors of the game. It feels like it's been several games since we saw those Infestors die to the push. It's only been 18 minutes. They've managed to lose so many units. This is a full NA match right now, and it's beautiful in my opinion. How many Ravagers on the field? Oh my god, 19 Ravagers. Well, the Zerglings trying to overrun. Well-upgraded tanks and Thors. Deals with a lot of the tanks. Infestors are popping out. They'll have Neuroparasite and Burrow soon. What's happening over here? Corruptors are... Well, at least those SCVs will always have jobs. Reached equilibrium here on Equilibrium with the Repair versus the Corruptors. Oh no, Scarlett... Well, actually, I say oh no, but I have no idea. If the Neuroparasite is done, and any of these Thors are turned against Special, well, it looks like the Roach Ravager is making its way through. But at what cost? Another Thor! It's a dead even supply. It seems lower every time, though, as neither player is able to find a decisive advantage. What a ridiculous game! And the last one was insane, but this one... Well... Scarlett, so many Zerglings. The upgrades scattered across, only +1 armor for both sides. More unsieged tanks. Scarlett's Ravager count looking damn high. Building Banshees is Special at this point, which are, you know, technically a counter. Corrosive Biles hit the Vikings. 21 SCVs down. Another tank. finally tank sieged up, making him a target for the Ravagers, though. Cyclones come in. Infestors joining the fray. Scarlett grinds out a 40 supply lead, looking quite rough for Special now. Scarlett has reestablished most of the bases on her side of the map. Special struggling. Still has 68 SCVs. Here comes a Banshee. And the Ravagers, I mean, yeah, technically, there's nothing to kill the Banshee. Some corruptors are in production. Oh my. And it appears both sides, unable to continue the fight, will be forced back very temporarily. Oh my god! An absolute fusillade of corrosive... How many? All 13 Ravagers fired off shots there. Still barely clipped the Banshee, but... Ooh, the Tang's getting big hits on the Infestors, but the Cyclones try to flag. How many Ravagers? There's so many Ravagers. They're actually quite fragile, though. As are the Cyclones. 64 Ravagers have died, 34 tanks. The Raven just, you know, right-clicked onto the Ravagers here. Special trying to keep it together, but it feels like Scarlett is finally consolidating a decent position. And denying... Oh, accidental burrow! There's something happening on the other side. I believe Hellions running by. No, Cyclones, of course. The new Hellion. A Corruptor will eventually take out the Raven. Absolute madness. Infestors, Fungal, Roach Ravager, GG, Scarlett. Oh my god. It started with a proxy Rex, 100 Cyclones dead, 28 fateful mutas, which I think really seriously turned the game sideways. But eventually, Special just unable to put together quite the right army. Well, that's why we play best of fives. I want a best of 69 between these two, all right? I forgot what real top tier NA games are like. And this time around, clearly. I don't know if I can handle much more of this. My voice, my heart, my brain, just to name a few things. But... Alright. Get your thinking caps on. And then take them off and start eating them, because here we go, on to Golden Aura. We'll see what these two have cooked up for us here. Special with a bold move, building all of his barracks inside of his own base. I'm not sure how you recover from that. I mean, that's just a typical NA game right there. I don't know what... It's just the willingness. It's a bit less perfect control combined with a willingness to take major risks that defines the North American server and North American players, I think, overall. Now, unfortunately, compared to the cold, calculated, boring Europeans, at this stage of StarCraft 2, usually that cold, calculated, spreadsheet-level approach is more successful. But I think we could make an argument, a very subjective one, that we're right on. Less entertaining. I'd rather watch Scarlett throw 30 mutas away versus special than Cyril dismantle Beyond with 12 of them. All right. Well, it depends a little, but, you know, there's a place for both of them. Like and subscribe. Is it real? Is it? You've lied to me before. I think so, though. There's no scout coming in. There's no reason you would fake this. Fusion! 4.
Hello there.
I think battle cruisers for realsies this time around. Especially after kind of setting the scene last time with the fake on them. Probably not even going to enter in to the thought process here for Scarlett. Battle cruiser on the way. No Yamato cannon. So we'll see if it ends up being just the one. It's been a while. Again, another one of those apparently NA tier strategies that is significantly risky. Oh yeah, significantly riskier, but potentially much more rewarding. It looks like it's going to be not one, but more. Special is looking to call in the fleet. Will Scarlett answer? A very quick lair out of Scarlett, though. So we'll have the tools to potentially deal with it. See if Aspire is the first on the agenda. She hasn't seen anything, but Special has not moved out of his base at all. No Hellions, no drop, no nothing. Second battle cruiser on the way. It's still going to be a bio build. Typical Terran. Battle cruiser jumps to the back. Spire starts immediately. The Queen's in position to politely yet firmly make sure it leaves. If they kill the battle cruiser, that's an absolute disaster. Alright, we'll get another Overlord, but like an Overlord and a drone is not exactly the ideal damage from a battle cruiser. But it's very unlikely to die, at least until the Spire is finished. And Yamato Cannon is nearly done. Enough to one-shot those queens. Not sure what else you would use it on at this stage. Maybe a Spore Queller, but Overseer glides in. Gonna see, indeed, this is a bio build, despite everything. Mainling Nest is already on the way for Scarlett. Yamato Cannon online! Susan! No! You'll get your revenge, Brenda. You'll get your revenge. 8 Mutas on the way. Scarlett doesn't want to be caught building Corruptors against Mass Marine. And the battle cruisers, only one of them has tactical jump ready. Another Queen. Blasted away. But Scarlett had 89 drones. And the Mutas are just flying right in here. Stim's not even done. So there will be SCV losses. Scarlett already has plenty of drones. And Special kind of hurting on the SCVs in comparison. Battle cruisers are perfectly good against mutas, but good luck catching them. Stim and combat shield. 1-1 about to complete. Scout a little bit further behind on those upgrades. Working on the refinery here. Ten SCVs dead. Battle cruisers line up the Yamatos. Knock out one Muta, but... Well, Scarlett kind of just has everything here. Roach, Ravager, Baneling, and the Mutas to keep control. Not investing in 28 Mutas this time, but instead enough just to shut down drops for the most part. I think she's going to be rolling across the map with this Ravager, Ling, Bane. And special. He's got 1-1 done, but how many siege tanks? 2. The battlecruisers on the other side means they're not here to defend. Scarlett finds the army, drags it out of position. The Baneling speed is very late, actually. I don't know what happened to Baneling speed, but that's kind of a big issue. The engineering base, though, the Zerglings are inside the house. And while the battlecruisers might be doing some damage on the other side, this is devastating, probably game-ending damage, especially with those engineering bays dying. +2 armor denied. And down goes a battlecruiser. Another Yamato comes out, blasts a queen. More queens are gonna die, quite annoyingly. How many queens have died here? 8 of them. And one at a time is not the way to engage battle cruisers. The Mutas are coming back, though. Do they have jump? They can't. Well, they can jump. Another queen dies. Battle cruiser jumps home. My god. Alright, even the camera freaking out here. A good split, a good stim, but Scarlett, that's far too much. The Mutas, the Zerglings. Special, not quite. Okay, there it is. GG. The battlecruiser attempt absolutely shut down. And Scarlett with a... Oh my god. One more try. Scarlett takes it 3-0. Those special made it incredibly entertaining. I hope that made your day just a little bit better. If you got the means of motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon, YouTube membership. But I hear liking and subscribing is still free. For now. And checking out recommended for your next video. That helps out a lot. If you just watch from there, that's awesome. Otherwise, the second channel, if you haven't yet, for streams, some other games you might want to play eventually. You can storm the gates of that channel maybe. But in the description. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.